Putin has a problem. HIMARs and Howitzers stop Russia's advance. HIMARs and Western weapons, playing a major role in the war in Ukraine. The Russian military continues to bombard cities far beyond the Donbass frontline with rocket, artillery and mortar fire. This week, Russian troops attacked Odessa with 6 cruise missiles fired from the Black Sea, destroying houses and a school and injuring 6 people. The Russians claimed they hit and destroyed an ammunition depot there. In the north, the city of Sumy was badly damaged. Like Nikolaev, a key shipbuilding center, where cluster bombs and missiles hit industrial and infrastructure facilities. Valentin Reznichenko, governor of the Dnipropetrovsk region, said, up to 40 rockets were fired at Nikopol. There are destructions at 2 industrial enterprises. Explosions caused fires there. Several private houses and power lines were damaged in the city. HIMARS front stabilization. As Russian forces continue to attack westward in the Donetsk region, their artillery is shelling Ukrainian positions and civilian areas in the rear. But the American-made HIMARS missile system stops their advance. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine General Valery Zaluzny said in a message on the Telegram app that the HIMARS missile system helped stabilize the situation. It's difficult, intense, but completely controllable. An important factor contributing to our holding defensive lines and positions is the timely arrival of M142 HIMARS, which inflict pinpoint strikes on enemy command posts, ammunition and fuel depots, he said. On his Facebook page, Zaluzny added that he had discussed the situation with the chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, General of the Army Mark Milley, and they synchronized the requests of the Ukrainian military. He thanked Milley, the United States and its allies for helping us fight for freedom. Vitaly Barabash, the local head of the military in the Avdiivka area north of Donetsk, also stressed the role that U.S.-supplied weapons have played in stopping the Russian advance. Barabash said the U.S. HIMARS systems and M777 howitzers contributed to the fighting. They work on the front lines. We can hear them, we see the positive impact of their work, said Barabash. Putin and Erdogan met with Iran. On a rare trip outside of Russia, President Vladimir Putin will meet in Tehran with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The three are expected to discuss the situation in Syria, grain exports, and the ongoing war in Ukraine, the Turkish officials said. Iran and Russia are keen to strengthen their ties as they are both targets of Western economic sanctions. The US accuses Iran of planning to supply Russia with hundreds of drones, some of which may be armed. Iran denies this. Turks and Russians support opposing factions in conflicts in both Syria and Libya. Meanwhile, Ukrainian First Lady Alina Zelenska made a high-profile trip to Washington where she met with Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and First Lady Jill Biden. Blinken and State Department spokesman Ned Price assured Zelenskaya of U.S. commitment to Ukraine. Zelenska also met with the head of the U.S. Agency for International Development, Samantha Power. USAID has already provided Ukraine with billions of dollars since the invasion began to alleviate humanitarian suffering. Russia's lies are getting weirder. Some Russian lawmakers argue that the unexpected resistance Ukrainian forces have put up since their country was invaded has less to do with the Ukrainian desire for freedom than with American laboratory experiments that have created superhuman mutants.